Hey, Adam here with a simple and fast review of the Force1 Orbiter. This thing is really cool. It's super light, by the way. This can be controlled by either a remote or by your hands. So we're going to demonstrate the operations a little bit, but really cool little toy. So let's get into it.
All right, so we'll get this opened up here. And the first thing you can see is the USB power charger. You'll see your remote, and then of course the actual orbiter. So I always highly recommend that you read the instructions. But what we're going to do first is we're literally just going to plug this in like so. That's where it powers, and then here's your on-off switch. I'm hoping you can see this. Literally set to off, and it just goes on. So that's what it'll do when it goes on. I'm going to charge her up just so that we can make sure that we have plenty of power. And then of course you have your remote and your instructions. So your instruction manual, I highly recommend you give it a read. This will probably just run on some kind of internal battery, but looks like a quick read. It is meant for indoor use. Again, you'll have your, it's got a built-in button battery. It's got the USB charging cable, the power switch. You'll have indication receiver and launcher, and then of course your charging port. So there's kind of going to be some stuff over here on the side. So again, I highly recommend you read the instructions. I'm going to get it charged up and then start demonstrating. So the orbiter should have a red light when charging, and when it's done, that light will go off. And so one of the things that they recommend you not do is overcharge. So don't leave it charging when you're not using it. All right, so I want to just quickly show you that once you turn this thing on, you will have your on-off button here that you'll just turn when you press it. You'll feel that thing go. And I'm going to back up just so you can see me. When I turn it off, it's going to drop and turn off. So turn it on and turn it off, and it stops. So keep this in your hands because this thing does elevate pretty quickly. So if you do get nervous, you can always turn it off. But let's turn it on and just kind of show you that it's just going to kind of float. And all you have to do is put your hand underneath it and it'll raise. So it did drift a little bit on me, just being honest with you, so just be careful. They do recommend that you tie your hair back, wear a hat like I'm doing, something like that, just so that you don't get caught up in all this. It does rotate pretty quick. So again, turning it on, it will run sometimes, so just be careful. It is meant for indoor use. But it may also kind of just trigger into different areas that you don't necessarily want it to go in. So try to avoid starting it on the side like so. Try to make sure it's very flat. And it should bounce up and down and start to figure things out, which is pretty cool. But it will go off center from my experience. So just be careful with that. But it looks like a lot of fun to kind of just go around. I think one of the challenges is you want to try and catch it when it's starting to go out of the way, and it'll actually move away from your hand. So you do really need to make sure you keep that remote control in play, and then just have some fun because it will keep bouncing up and down and floating around. So hope this review helps, and thanks for watching.